Adolphoneti for high Alpha OneTV channel of Ărrɛst amabansoa any di no book kwan so subscribe ya man se bi news bi Annoh shi bi abenya notification phone so abehwafen so e ma refi so be shama adanfo so enye beti for me kan sem so tin yenim say be Thursday numrem ho no na BBC or Parliament vetting na se agese eye nkofo bi agese be kan ya address them as a honorables as a honorable Annoh Dompreh Honorable Afenyomakin inko from ya kukudama say nimo mono omkoye sebi insemhunu our parliament ye o ma de se KG4 no say parliamentary eye niema properties damaging kwanya a microphone like and shower e wo nyomo say ni nyina nipa kofa asem nyina ba ya no Dompreh dika tam na eye na kwensi table so kofa chaos by we jagbare MP so the no ho join videos about being na the omnyina hu ye now right now no in sama AP fisula no chese or say speaker man Bagbin emfa ne nsi form on na nsi or say Mr. Dompreh arrest Annoh Dompreh and ko ni ya no mom do mo kan say e Afenyomakin no mom kan kan arrest Annoh Dompreh so or says a government property because Sani man na wo na just say the microphone the chair no he so taxpayers money ono muso so at sesame o muso so ye jom tax no Sani man na ye de toto Sani man arrest a Annoh Dompreh and co for damaging a parliamentary properties. Now right now him say we can speak about being a so suspending kofu for 2 weeks near that day any quantum punishment ye pay I was say a beka a speaker of Bagbin extended sa in do 5 weeks according to the solo canon then somehow can say or say yes then yes somebody that to a year become more salary him say a parliament for MPs for JA with a 15,000 Ghana, that is Ghana 150 million or so be that Magana for you was ampany and what did that to my among payroll compass and pay did that a year's Metis Kesi he did that an Annoh Dompreh Kesi he did that a year beka a year Afenyomakin Kesi no more Ghana for you come in good to lawyer back needing commercial at us.
That is not only irresponsible but also an affront to the people of Ghana, whose taxes fund the functioning of our democratic institutions. Parliament, as the highest legislative body, has a solemn duty to foster a culture of political tolerance, mutual respect, and accountability. It must lead by example in shaping a political environment that encourages diverse viewpoints and uphold democratic values. The recent education, however, does the exact opposite. It weakens the faith in fidelity. It weakens the faith and fidelity of the Ghanaian people in parliament, promotes national unity, and reinforces the accountability of leadership. The future of our democracy depends on the integrity and conduct of leaders. It is time for Parliament to restore the confidence of the Ghanaian people by committing to a higher standard of governance, one that ensures the rule of law and democratic principles are always upheld and public resources are safeguarded. This is from the Movement for Change. You see, Senator, there is a very particular provision in our constitution, and I always come here and read it, and I don't know why we are not making that effort to implement it. You see, when you read Article 42, it says every citizen of Ghana of 18 years of age or above, and of what? Sound mind, has the right to vote and is entitled to be registered as a voter for the purposes of public elections and referenda. There is a reason why the Constitution or the framers of the Constitution in their own wisdom said we must register people who are of sound mind. Because people who are of sound mind will go and vote for members of parliament who are of sound mind. But we seem to be ignoring this provision. Because the insanity happening there is too much. Nobody can tell me that what happened in Parliament on Thursday night constitutes sanity. It's also it's a big problem. It's a big problem. You see, in 2019, the Parliament of Ghana passed the Vigilante and Other Related Offences Act, and in that act, a lot of these groups, vigilante groups, were disbanded. You can talk about the Boga Bulldogs, the Kandahar Boys, the Tuhazi, and so on and so forth. Don't know, some of them have found their ways in Parliament, and it comes back to the issue that Hamza raised, the monetization of our politics. It is no more about the quality. Who has the money to pay delegates, to get a nod, so that we have various constituencies that, as people will say, even if you put a tree there in representing a particular political party, that tree is likely to find its way into Parliament. And this is where we must make that effort to correct it. That is not to say we don't have fine parliamentarians in the House, but how, without your knowledge or without your notice, and that you are not going to vet them, must that resort to destruction of state properties? And mind you, the Constitution makes it clear that all of us are equal before the law. When people went to a table after the elections to destroy a police station, the people were chased. As we speak, there is a manhunt for them to be arrested. I expect the IGP, without any further delays, to arrest all those that took part in this. You know, that we are sending a very bad signal to the people of this country that members of Parliament are above the law. They are not. If you cannot vet them, go and sit in your house. If it has to be rescheduled, reschedule. What is the big deal? After all, whatever is happening there, it is rubber stamp. But then everyone will go through. Who will be denied his appointment? Tell me, as we are sitting here. Everyone will go through. So there wasn't any need to be destroying state properties. In terms of the orders that have been given by the Speaker, I think it's in the right direction. It's in the right direction because, you see, with what has happened, there has to be a monumental shift and a very grave consequence for the Ghanaian that there is leadership in Parliament. Yes, you can say that it's not as though it's headmaster and student relationship. But if these two people are not removed, and if you are removing them and their standing orders permit them to be part of the the appointment committee, then it stands to reason that you need to fill that gap. That is why I say reconstitution, not necessarily reconstitute the entire body, but probably to fill in that gap of the chief whip and the minority chief whip so that they can continue to do their business. So I agree with it. In terms of surcharging them with the cost, perfect. But it must come with an interest rate. You get my point? And we must see evidence of that. This country, what happens is that the Speaker can give this order to please the public. But in reality, nobody's salary will be deducted. It will be business as usual. The Speaker must make the step or take that step to also show us when and how it was deducted so that all of us can verify. Only a few days ago, some of us were very hard on MFA Hakasso. We having gone to Parliament House to disrespect Annoh Dompreh. I wasn't happy, though Annoh Dompreh has never been my fan. He's also one of the most arrogant, rude guys in that parliament there. That has another matter that will be dealt with later. But for you to have gone there, to have taken him to the cleaners, I felt it was wrong. Only for Annoh Dompreh to lead this onslaught. He should have been more than 5 weeks of suspension. I tell you, because he led the placing of chairs. So how can his punishment be the same as the February? I saw Jerry Ahmed, first time MP. I mean, how? Jerry, how can you do this? You are not representing yourself as Jerry Ahmed, but you are representing the people of Wajir Bawe. You contested first at what's the name? Vanapur's place.
Ablekuma South.
Ablekuma South. They rejected you. You went to a safe haven. They gave you opportunity. Those that you went to meet your predecessors, was that the way they were behaving in Parliament? You go there and destroy. That is what you want to be remembered for. That the MP that led destruction. So his should have been at par with Annoh Dompreh. The former person was an exchange with what's the name? Tapuli. Yeah. Yes, could have come out to fall. At least they didn't point their faces. If others, your daughters and your sons will see that you went to Parliament to point your faces, that's your own cup of tea. And the fifth one is who?
No, 4.
There are 4.
4, yes. 4.
And you see, this whole vetting, if you look at what is happening there, it's all about settling scores. It's all about, you know, there's real reason why people are sending. They don't even ask questions. But let me congratulate incoming Minister for Environment, Science and Technology. You did so much. You did well. You are on top of your issues. I think it's good. Yeah. We needed to hear more of them about the area. If they did not have any idea how they intend to manage complexities. Now that is why people want to show that you said this on campaign platform. Come and answer here. That is not, for me, a good exercise. And as we must refrain from that. Our brothers in the MPP must understand that they have lost and lost squarely. We of the movement for you, we lost and we are still moving on. Life goes on. And we are going to make sure that we hold this government to their tail. We are not going to stop whatever we are doing. It is in our interest that we do that. So when you lose, accept it and move forward. But they seem not to be getting over the defeat. Not hefty enough, but you must also move on. So I believe that on that score, it is not in our interest. But you see, something is coming out of the vetting committee. That's enough. Politicians, one day, I have been fighting against coup makers, and that is where sometimes they allow themselves to let people that believe in coup makers, coups and stuff, to have their way. Almost from across the divide, all of them, they buy government properties with ease. I was surprised to learn that if you are a member of what? The Lands and something committee, and you are done with your tenure, they salute you with the land. You are saluting parliamentarians with land in this country. By the time you are done with the salute, then all our lands will be finished, will be gone. Hey! No. And when I heard it, I felt that this is a banana republic. The people that are saluting you with the land, the moment they salute you with 1 acre, they salute themselves to 10 acres. That is why all these public servants are so corrupt. They bait you with 1, they take 10. You see, we must build this country. We must build it. We must build it. So when I heard it, I was saddened by it. And I said, well, maybe one day we need the Holy Spirit to come and change our situation. But Hamza says something. We need to go back to how we get people selected across the political divide. I don't think there's much scrutiny done at that base. I don't think so. If you were going to do, I don't believe that these two political parties, the representation in parliament, these are their best shots. They are very fine gentlemen in there. And you don't see why I have been fighting against the NDC and MPP. Once again, it was these two parties that went to cause this commotion. Meanwhile, we have independent candidates in there. None of them were part of it. So going forward, maybe the Ghanaian must begin to reorient ourselves and get more people who love this country to come in, so that together.
Indian say a year be ordinary person Ghanaian equal parliament equating equity keke up to now that's what the prison. Na more MPs for a year address him as a honorable, you didn't respect Mamono. Mona moye said ya na ya wage like ye heard ye more no. As young the benny beat me in film. na right now no motima eden atentam nkonya si table so abu akọ tables ni bi 9 says nkonya wo ho says parliamentary properties wa damage microphone ma de kasa I say one pictures ni anu nim say hu social media nyina hu sa video na pop out to social media so na right now na solo kase was say IGP Dompreh na the Ărrɛst omo after this speaker man ba rekwampo den can say or suspending omo for 2 weeks no na sa 2 weeks suspending na or suspending and na solo so antia say yefa damafia kwa any kwan some suspending for 2 weeks I was a punishment in a vary I was a suspended a year beka Annoh Dompreh for 5 weeks any kwan suspending for 2 weeks now more punishment na happy there be any kwan say sisa na sema all can just say you say eba be did that omo almost sika for almost salary omo every month no eba be did that is ke be send a bit in their repairs properties are just damage our parliament no now so solo country na for country speaker mama be say o man dey di Ghana for nim say atias message say on fa ho list in brass yet Annoh Dompreh 10,000 Ghana cedis yet afanyo market 5,000 Ghana cedis yet the mafia costs 8,000 Ghana cedis magana for who say you know yes o montiase yes I want fair to Ghanaians o kan keke energy is use your taxpayers money edibitua no one fair to Ghanaians no we no can say beka niema nkofu ekoye ya chese beka emefa can che Annoh Dompreh say we slimano afanyo market chere krata koma speaker ma say nominee chese mahama nominate on momra be vet no they were disrespect beka the minority chief whip no what disrespect no intiamunya ne omontwena so de ewukoyi the way sile no emma beka emefa hono bo emefa right in some kan nyina wetwa eni kwanse sade ni timisi alright sade you are able to dwa so line any abre pa waka chese nya asem gito okay kan some bit my ache hadwen or comment with him so share amwa down for so enye bi ahwe ahaya for 1 Akroma nyina